Welcome movie lovers! We'll be going through the movie titled Love Tactics. Grab your popcorn and some tissues and sit tight as we journey into the world of romance. The movie kicks off with the appearance of a 28-year-old fashion designer named Aslı. She's seen coming down from her cab and updating her blog named Love Tactics. She explains the difference between men and women in the blog post, stating that women seek love and men seek comfort. She further explains that women are very calculative beings. They remember all the details about the first date, while men just remember the feeling when they first meet a woman. She types all these things as she approaches the elevator. When she arrives upstairs, she starts to pitch her new design to her boss. After a careful and well-strategized pitch, the boss seems convinced and approves the production of the new designs immediately. The scene shifts to Kerem, a 30-year-old advertisement executive trying to pitch his ad idea of using wall paint to advertise makeup. One of the board members can't seem to find a correlation between these two. Kerem then explains that women always want to be in charge of anything in the household, and thus, house paint represents the house. The board members seem impressed and give Kerem the go-ahead to handle the campaign project. The scene shifts to Aslı having lunch with her two friends when her third friend, Hande, arrives with a gloomy face. From the atmosphere, it appears that Hande has been played by another guy again. Hande asks with a frustrated voice what she did wrong this time around. Aslı is quick to talk. She explains that because Hande gave herself cheaply on the first date by sleeping with him, he would think that that is what she does for every other man. Hande further adds that she has been calling the man, but he didn't pick up. Aslı is infuriated by this, and she begins to curse on men before her friend Kansu calms her down. Later that night, she goes on her blog to blurt out how disgusting Playboys are. Then, a user commented on her blog, asking her if she has used all these tactics she usually drops to land a man. Aslı decides to take this as a challenge. She then posted on her blog that her next project will be to make a man fall in love with her using all her love tactics. The following day, Kerem is seen approaching his boss's office. He asks his boss why he was taken off the campaign despite his hard work to make the clients accept to work with them. Kerem's boss lets him know that his arrogance and ego is bound to let him down one day. However, Kerem isn't convinced by this. During the argument, his boss lets him know that Tuna is in charge of the campaign. Tuna is Kerem's friend, so he storms into Tuna's office with the intention of challenging him. When he enters Tuna's office, he notices that Tuna handcuffed himself to the chair and Emir is trying to console him. It appears that Tuna has been dumped by his lover. Kerem laughs at the situation. Tuna tells Kerem that he can't understand because he has never fallen in love. Kerem argues, saying that he is a man that has completely figured out women. On the other hand, while Aslı and her friends console Hande, she brags that it's an easy task to make a man fall in love with her. Tuna challenges Kerem to find a girl and make her fall in love with him. Kerem agrees on the condition that Tuna will give him the campaign project if he can accomplish this task. While they play basketball, Kerem continues to talk about how easy this task is and how he's going to accomplish it within a short period of time. Later that day, before Kerem goes to the party where he's going to hunt down his prey, he educates Tuna and Emir shortly on women. He explains that women just want to find a handsome guy who can put up with all their misfits. He proceeds to dress up for the party. He explains that women are detail-oriented and they can tell your behaviour from your mode of dressing. Meanwhile, Aslı also educates her friends while dressing up. She explains that it's best to wear a dress that makes the man wonder what's in the hidden parts. The game of seduction begins. Let's see who wins. Both Aslı and Kerem agree to the challenge and begin searching for a prospective victim at a gathering with their pals. Coincidentally, they both use their strategies to make the other their target and engage in some light flirtation. They intend to run into each other by chance the next day. But unbeknownst to them both, they both have to go to the same work party. Aslı accidentally spills wine on someone and leaves the party early, and Kerem also does so to avoid a clingy girl. They both choose to ride in the same cab and travel to a posh restaurant for supper. Aslı unintentionally leaves her cardigan in the taxi, but Kerem retains it since he sees a chance. He has it delivered, and Kerem and Aslı are waiting for a call from the other. Nothing happens for days. Kerem and Aslı have to travel to Cappadocia for employment. On the plane, they cross paths again. Aslı's firm's new partner, Servet, has an interest in the fact that she makes Kerem uneasy. The clingy girl Kerem was attempting to avoid is Meltem, Servet's daughter. Kerem and Aslı are taken to supper by Servet and Meltem. With Servet and Kerem with Meltem, Aslı wants to make Kerem envious. Thanks to Kerem and Aslı, Servet and Meltem both become extremely intoxicated and pass out. Aslı travels with Kerem to a former location in Cappadocia that he once visited. There, Aslı learns that Kerem's father died when he was a young boy. Kerem gives her a little vase and assists her in creating her own pottery after she discovers him in a pottery cellar. Aslı has a fear of heights, but Kerem takes her on a hot air balloon flight anyhow. Aslı panics, but Kerem calms her down while they take in the scenery. They depart the following morning. Aslı is then invited to Kerem's home for dinner. He prepares meals for her and prepares a movie for Aslı to watch in the backyard. Kerem activates the sprinklers when the main protagonists kiss in the rain in the movie, and they have a passionate kiss. They move on to a bedroom. Aslı is uneasy, so they start talking, and she learns that Kerem used to play the piano with his mother. However, ever since she left, he has been unable to get rid of the piano out of fear of losing her, and he also avoids letting anyone play it or touch it out of concern that he might come to forgive her. They keep talking and ultimately start sleeping. Aslı is playing the piano when Kerem awakens in the middle of the night. They embrace, kiss, and head into the bedroom. The following day, they both confess their kissing to their individual buddies. Kerem doesn't deny being in love, so Tuna comes to the conclusion that he is. When Aslı explains that she doesn't want to continue the blog, her pal Cansu agrees. Her other friend Hande discloses that Kerem was the man who ghosted her a few months ago. Aslı crushes Kerem's heart during their dinner date by telling him about her blog, which Meltem has access to. She causes Aslı to lose her job because she is fixated on Kerem. Kerem is incensed and commands her to rehire Aslı on the condition that he travels to London with her. Aslı declines the offer. She is informed by her and Kerem's pals what happened with Meltem as she exits the office. While running to the airport, she blogs about how much she loves Kerem. Kerem notices this while on the plane. Aslı purchases a ticket in the meantime and arrives at the gate, only to discover that it's for the subsequent flight. She enters the gate while dodging the security. Kerem read Aslı's blog and is so ecstatic that he diverts the aircraft. When Kerem and Aslı finally meet, they profess their affection for one another by kissing. They are both taken into custody by airport security and laughed at as they are led outside. This is without a doubt one of the best rom-coms I've seen in a while, I have to say. This is one of the best movies I've recently discovered on Netflix. This movie was exciting, light-hearted, enjoyable, and filled with all the clichés associated with love, while still adding its own unique spin. The romantic and adventurous nature of the film was its best feature. I'm sure you'll never experience a dull moment while watching it.